Hi there, this is Khalees for Find the Strawberry, and today we're taking a look at Astrologaster. Astrologaster is one of those games that makes you wonder why it exists at all, but also pretty happy that it does. Astrologaster follows the story of Simon Foreman, an astrologer and unlicensed doctor from the late 16th century. The game was inspired by the diaries he kept, which included detailed accounts of the visits from the patients that visited him. The game begins with him dying from the plague to miraculously finding a cure by doing a reading of the stars. Because of this, his reputation grows and many well-known Londoners come to him for diagnosis of medical issues as well as predictions of the future. A major setback is that the doctors from the College of Physicians aren't too keen on Foreman. They claim he's a quack and a danger to his patients and should be jailed or worse, killed because he's practicing without a license. The game revolves around trying to get letters of recommendations from his patients so that he can get licensed. It takes some buttering up of the patients to get them to hand them over though. They will return 4 to 7 times to allow the player to increase the chance of getting a recommendation. The story plays out like a pop-up book, where the player has to turn a page to progress to the next section of the game. Each character arrives at Foreman's consulting rooms and is introduced by a theme song. This lets us learn more about each character and what life might have been like for them during the time they visited Foreman. After they get their theme song, we turn the page and it's time to work out what is wrong with them. They chat with Foreman about their symptoms or what they want to know, and then Foreman looks to the stars for a diagnosis. We then turn the page again and we're looking to the stars. We'll receive between 2 and 4 readings to choose from to diagnose the patient. The readings refer to astrological signs and their significance with the patient's symptoms. Usually there is an obvious choice, but occasionally, especially where historical events are concerned, it can be difficult to decide which to choose. Astrologaster is a fascinating game, and I was surprised how much I enjoyed playing it. You wouldn't expect a game about visiting a doctor to be interesting, but Astrologaster accomplishes it well, mixing history with humor to make for an interesting game. While the game is based on real events, it's not entirely historically accurate, with many references to chundering and strumpy humpy in the game. It appears as though Foreman was quite the lover and enticed many a lady to check out his Venetian glass collection. The game does a great job at fleshing out the characters and their stories based on the decisions we make. One thing you learn in the game is that while the truth may be the obvious decision to make, it isn't always the right one. There are times when it is better to lie to improve your reputation with the patient so that they might give you a letter of recommendation. But be aware, choices matter, and occasionally they come back to bite you. The weak point to Astrologaster is that the gameplay is quite repetitive. There is little more to do than read stars and make a decision. The story is its strong point, but I can see people getting bored and not finishing it. Overall, I found Astrologaster to be a funny and unique game. It left me wanting to know more about the characters, and I ended up Googling many of them to find out more. If you are into history and like an interesting way to tell a story, or you just like a quirky narrative game, you'll probably really enjoy Astrologaster, and I'd recommend giving it a try. If you're interested in giving the game a try, the link is in the description below, and if you want to see more first look and indie reviews, then be sure to like and subscribe.